Welcome to Playbook Television, the YouTube channel that's been set up to help small businesses with free marketing tips. So far we've looked at social media posting, but today we're going to move on to market research. We are going to look at social media for that, but also some other digital methods. There are two main types of research. The secondary research that somebody else has collected, but you view the data. There's also primary research, which we're going to be looking at today. This is where you ask the questions and you collect the data yourself. It's got loads of great benefits to you. You can collect the information about your customers' needs and wants. You can then use that information to tailor your products and services. And also, your customers will feel really valued because their opinions are being asked. It's quite difficult to collect at the moment because we're not able to access our customers as well as we normally would. Yet social media provides some option with that, as well as some digital channels I'm going to talk about as well. Let's start with social media. So let's look at Facebook, Twitter and Instagram and see how you can collect information about your customers' feelings. So first of all, I'm going to show you how to create a simple poll in Facebook. And select your group, your page, and scroll down to the create a post part. And once you've done that, you'll notice you get this menu at the bottom here. And this is where you should find the poll option. On mine, it's not there. And this seems to be a widespread problem. If you have it, that's lucky. But if not, there is a fix. I'm going to show you how to do that. What you need to do is go over to your desktop. Those of you who it does work for on your mobile, you can still follow along. But if you do have the problem on your mobile, it's most likely you also have it on the desktop too. See, I don't have the option for a poll here, but there is a fix. Just click the publishing tools there where it says, or alternatively, you can go straight into publishing tools at the top. And once there, click create post. Whether we're on mobile, desktop or tablet now, we can all follow along. And you'd open up creating a post. And as you can see, I've got poll there now, and we open that. The poll template looks like this. It says ask something at the top. That's where you type your question. And then you've got your two options below. So my question is asking the audience what content they want from me next, and then they can choose from two options. But you could do this with two products. What products would you like us to stock? Or you could do it retrospectively to judge what product or service your customers like best. Of course, two options is limited and you can't give a lot of choice to the customers. But what you can do is you can add things for inspiration. Over to the right, you can add images to your options. If you're asking a customer to choose between two products that rely upon how they look, this is really important. If, like me, you're asking them to choose between two things that aren't really tangible, it also gives some visual stimulus for the reader and gets some more responses. You can also add a GIF to the options, and this is next to the image button just there. You can search the catalogue to find something that suits your theme. Like images, the GIFs allow you to add some visual stimulus to your post, particularly important for an intangible product. The GIF also has the added benefit of being a moving image and will stop someone scrolling on their timeline to take notice. At the bottom, we can click preview to have a look at a desktop preview to see how people who are viewing it through a browser would see it. And also on a mobile preview, which shows you how people on their phones will see it. Another feature of Facebook polls is choosing exactly when you want the survey to run. You can choose whether it runs for a day, a week, but there's also a really customizable calendar option, so you can future plan a survey and set an exact start date and when you want it to finish. Just a quick look there at Facebook polls. Get in touch for more help if you need it. Let's go on to our next one now, which is Twitter. So if you've got a Twitter account, just open it. And like any tweet you do, you click the blue circular button there on the right-hand side, and you can start your poll. Something I will warn you about when using Twitter is that if you press a GIF, one of these things again, or likewise any images, this does disable the poll button. If you can see there, I can't press it now. So make sure that nothing else is selected and you can click the poll button. As with Facebook, you've got a place to write your question and then the choices below. What Twitter does have over Facebook, though, is you can add extra options and give the reader more choice when they're answering your question. Click the plus sign on the right and you get a third choice. If your question asks someone to judge something on a scale like mine, make sure you always put an even number of responses, because people will sit on the fence and select the middle choice, leading to inaccurate data. You can also select the amount of time you want it to run for, right down to the minute. Whilst Twitter gives you more response options than Facebook, we noticed before there's no options to add some images or some video to make it more eye-catching. But what you can do to overcome this is link it to a previous tweet. So if you just pull down, it'll bring up the previous tweet there and you can link it to that. If you don't want to add it to a previous tweet, you can add a tweet to the poll itself by clicking the plus button in the bottom right-hand corner. Again, this is a way to get around the issue of not being able to add visual stimulus to the poll itself, because here you could put your video, your image or your GIF to catch people's eye. Again, a quick preview. Please get in touch if you need any further assistance with using Twitter for polling your customers. Now we're going to move on to our third way to collect market research using social media by looking at Instagram. The way to collect market research on Instagram is to use Instagram Stories. We just click the Your Story button at the top left-hand corner there, which is available on your newsfeed or on your profile. For an Instagram Story poll, the image is really important, so you might be able to take your own. I'm not going to take a picture of the floor. I'm going to choose one I've got there, but make sure your image is chosen first, because that's going to be the subject of the poll. Anything that appears that you don't want, hold on to it and click the bin and get rid of it. You can do that throughout the process. To insert the poll option, click the sticker at the top. There are many options on the drop-down menu. There's poll, click that, and it gives you this template. Tap anywhere on that and you can edit it. The question here I'm going to create is a fictitious fight between the two bears. And then all you need to do is tap on the options and you can totally edit those as well. I'm just going to call them A and B for argument's sake. You can move this wherever you like on your image to suit you. And let's go back to the stickers, because there's other things you can do to survey. We've got the slider button here where you can ask people how much they like your new products. You can get creative and come up with better ideas than me, I'm sure. And then they can all choose by sliding across and you'll get the results of that. Again, you can move that wherever you like. Let's have a look at another option. There's one here where we can collect some qualitative information through a template, something that you're not able to do really with the polling options on Twitter and Facebook. Please don't combine all of these together because it could be quite confusing, so we'll get rid of a couple and just stick with one. Let's choose the poll question. Where Instagram Stories do lead this little tutorial is in creativity. We can select some text, look at different fonts there, and they're not just normal ones. I'm going to select one called Neon. Really bold, obviously small to begin with. Apologies about the slow writing here. Don't worry about the size. You can change it in this part with the slider button, but you can change it afterwards as well. Resize it, put it wherever we like. Just pop it up there for the moment. Let's have a look at other creative options. We've got some filters at the bottom. Make it really stand out there, making the cans the focal point and removing some of the background. I'm sure many of you are Instagram savvy, but there's lots of filters you can choose from. I'm just going to resize this writing at the top there. Make it visible so it stands out. And there's the finished post. Just the tip of the iceberg for collecting market research through Instagram Stories. There's far more detail and creativity you could go into. Likewise, you could plan sequential surveys that keep people engaged over weeks. Please do get in touch if you need any inspiration with that. Some simple ways to collect research using social media. I do appreciate that they are simple, but here's some examples of how you can get some more in-depth research even when we're isolated. If you're a MailChimp customer, you can use their service now to create a survey and send it out to your mail list. Also, there's apps available such as Google Docs or SurveyMonkey and many more on the market where you can create a digital survey and share it via a link. You could even share that on social media. However, do be aware if you do more depth in your research then your customers might need a little incentive to get involved because they're giving up more of their time. Social media obviously has that advantage that it's just a simple click and they're not going to want too much from you back for that. So an overview there on how to do some research using digital methods. It was just an overview, so please do some further reading. There's lots of resources online to help you plan your research to make sure that you get the best results possible. We're offering help as well, so get in touch for more advice on research using the links below. And please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.